Hi, I'm Sarah Granbush, and I am going to be teaching my colleague Bree about some different instructional strategies you can use in the Mod Severe classroom. The first strategy I'm going to be teaching Bree about is the teach strategy, and we'll go over this at the end, but these are just some small points on the teach strategy. So, the first one we're going to look at is teach, and with teach, you can use it in a one-to-one setting mainly, because if you use it with whole group, it kind of gets a little crazy. Basically what it's doing is it's sequentialing 3 different activities, and you're putting them all together so the student learns how to sequence and how to do a vocational skill. So for example, for this one I have set up, I have a puzzle and then stringing beads and then following directions. This can be used later on as they move up in the education system. In junior high, they can learn how to do math problems and do money counting, and in high school transition they can learn how to do a vocation skill. So what they do is, it varies a little bit, but what you can do is have it all set up before the student gets to it, and you would just hand them, usually there's going to be numbers, you just hand them the corresponding number, and you would say, okay, go do your work, and then they would take the number 1, go to number 1, place it, and take the first activity. You offer little to no prompting and little to no help.
Mommy.
You have little to no prompting and little to no help. This is Kylie, our stage manager. And then when they do need help or prompting, then you go ahead and work with that when you can. So once they finish the first activity, they would bring it back and they would get the number 2 and match it with number 2. And then they would string the beads, bring them back, and whatever. This works really well when the student already knows the task. I wouldn't recommend teaching this to a student who I wouldn't recommend it for a student who doesn't know the tasks that they've been given. So that's teach. The next one we're going to move on to is backwards chaining. And backwards chaining, it sounds funny, but it is actually something that you all do very commonly in the classroom. So backwards chaining is basically, it can be done both in one-to-one and small group setting, and it allows the student to work on independence. And you're basically giving the student activity, and you're only stepping in at the very last step or the steps that are near the end. So for example, I set out an activity, color, cut, glue. So for example, the student might be only able to color and cut, and then you would help them glue. Or they can only color, and then you would help them cut and glue. So you let the student start on the activity given to them, and you only jump in when they need the prompting. So it really promotes independence. It's really good for sequencing activities and vocational skills, such as learning how to make a sandwich or learning how to tie your shoe. So you would give them the shoe and you'd be like, okay, show me what you know, and then you step in and help them when they don't know anymore. This is really good to help maintain academics, and it's also good to do with students that already know the activity. It's not good to present a new activity for them. So that's backwards chaining. Then we're going to move on to forwards chaining, and forwards chaining is kind of the opposite of backwards chaining. So forward chaining, it can be used both in one-to-one or whole group, and it's really good for a sequencing activity. And what you do is you're pretty much providing an example, and from the beginning of the activity, you're teaching them how to do the skill. For example, block imitation, which I have laid out here. You're doing them the steps. Do this, do this, do this, do this. So that way the student is learning the skill and understanding what they're supposed to be doing. It's really good to use when you're first teaching a skill to a student, because it really helps them understand it, and you break it down into the simplest form as possible. That's why block imitation is something good to start with forwards chaining. And the last strategy we're going to discuss is applied behavior analysis. This can be done once again in both one-to-one or whole group setting, and you're looking more at social behavior of the students, and you're kind of thinking, okay, how can we modify or change the current social behavior and turn it into something of a more positive outlook. And so, for example, I got out puppets. And so what you can do is you can put a group of students together. I would say no more than 4, and you would give them the puppets, and then instead of saying, okay, you get this puppet, and you get this puppet, and you get this puppet, you let them choose the puppet that they want. And if, for example, you have one student who isn't as interactive, or if you have a couple of students who don't really know how to interact, you would take the lead student who is interacting and say, oh, hey, so-and-so needs a puppet, let's give them a puppet. Oh, maybe you can ask so-and-so to do this. And so you're really guiding them through the activity and not so much in making it super structured. That way you're looking at the social behavior and helping them understand that they do need to interact, and but you're doing it in a natural way, but you're not forcing them to react. This is a really good strategy to use for social skills. So to recap, we have teach, and these are the main points you want to hit and understand with teach. And then we have backward chaining, and these are the main things you want to hit for backwards chaining. And then we have forward chaining, and these are the main points you want to hit with forward chaining. And then we have ABA, or applied behavior analysis, and these are the main points you want to hit with ABA. All right, thank you for watching.